What's up, YouTube family? Want to get back at you with just some stock tips. One thing that I've read from Warren Buffett, I know everyone loves to quote Warren Buffett because he's literally like the richest person, or one of the best investors long term. But one thing that he says is if you're going to put money in a stock and you don't want to keep that stock long term meaning more than 3 years. That's long term. The definition of day trading is a stock that you're willing to keep for 1 second to about 3 years. That's short term. Long term is anywhere from 3 years to 30, 40, 50, 60 years, however long you keep it. But one thing that I've noticed that I did a mistake, I had done a mistake with a stock that I had bought, just with all the hype going on in the market. I bought some Delta stock really cheap at around, when it was sitting around $20 a share. I bought around 20 shares, and I sold yesterday. I sold right around $23.30. Profit, it's a profit, but I kind of saw Warren Buffett do it, and I said, hey, maybe he knows something that I don't know. That's why he sold it. And I think he'll probably come out about this because a lot of things that investors do, you don't know, right? A lot of it is risk, high risk, high reward, right? Low risk, low reward. So I ended up making around $3.30 on each share. But I looked at the stock today and it's sitting around $25.80, and our economy is opening up, and Delta and other airline companies are allowed to fly with CDC rules now. So if I would have kept that stock long term and had the same principle that Warren Buffett stated on keeping a stock long term, I would have had a stock that I'd gotten during a recession or during a bad time at $20 a share. And right now it's sitting around, well, last time I looked, which was about this morning, was about $25.80 a share. So it's just one idea when going into the stock market. Definitely be diverse in terms of your stock portfolio, which means like sprinkle some pharmacy in there. The banks are big right now because they're getting a lot of that PPP loan and they're keeping it for themselves, and they're not telling us that, but they are. I have banks such as Wells Fargo, Bank of America that are doing great right now, and they're giving back to their shareholders. I know Wells Fargo is giving back to their shareholders anywhere from around 49% of their earnings. So that's just one tip. If you're gonna go in and get even one stock, do your research and make sure that it's a stock that you can keep from the time you're whenever to the time you're 80, and it continues to pay you a dividend, hopefully. If you're getting into companies that don't pay you a dividend, which a dividend is a payout, if it's not quarterly, if it's annually, monthly, something like that, for keeping the stock, and you're looking to go for a big player like Tesla or Netflix right now because of the hot commodity, just know what you're doing, because stocks like Tesla, it's tricky because it's an automobile company, and right now we all know automobiles aren't being sold, and they probably won't be sold as much for the rest of the year. That's why they're all giving deals of 0%, or you don't have to pay your first 3 months, and then with a 0 APR right now because they're not selling anything, right? So stocks like Tesla, I don't know. It's a growth stock, and I might do a just something on this with growth stocks and just long-term investment stocks. I might do a YouTube just thing on that as well. But advice of the day: if you're gonna buy a stock, buy it long term. Okay, I know, like my wife, I'm thinking about getting her some Microsoft stock or some Apple stock because she can't live without Apple. She has an iPhone, she has a Mac, she has everything Apple. The new headphones. So I'd rather give her the stock because I know she's loyal, right? And the more she buys it, the more the stock is gonna go up. And there's other people like that. Or even myself, like I bank with Wells Fargo, not because they're a great bank and their customer service is great, but I bank with them because I have the stock. and they pay their shareholders great. I know now from investing why people stick with Wells Fargo, and you'll see a lot of the great investors, they stick with Wells Fargo even through the turmoil because they pay their shareholders great. So tip of the day again, if you're gonna get a stock, get it long term or don't get it at all. And if you're gonna day trade, hey, I suggest that you get different portfolios, because you can lose a lot of money with day trading and you can win big. All right, so have a good one, guys, and talk to you soon.